inyong mga radyo.
Ang atong tukmang taknang binisaya, 5 ka gutlo ang milabay human sa ikaunom sa kagabion.
Bulawanong Tunob, pagtuki sa mga sugilanon nga adunay pagtulunan,
pagpaambit sa mga kasayuran sa nagkalaing-laing disiplina sa edukasyon,
ug paghantom ug paghatag ug pasidungog sa mga subuanon nga nagbilin og marka sa atong katilingban. Kini ang Bulawanong Tunob.
Gidalit sa Department of Communications, Linguistics, and Literature sa University of San Carlos.
Bulawanong Tunob, Bulawanong Tunob, paminawon ta.
Maayong gabi Sugbo, Kabisayan ug Mindanao sa tanang lugar. Dapit nga maabot ini atong Sibya, Marajaw na Duyom di Johorot. Ako inyong kauban karong gabi una, Professor Carlon Rama, sangan sa kinatibuk-ang puwersa sa Department of Communication, Linguistics, and Literature sa University of San Carlos. Kauban nato karon ang atong mga 4th year graduating media communication students. Pinangunahan sa atong executive producer si Cristel Basco, atong director Sara Chavez, atong mga producers Hana Yana, Abigail Conrado, Franz Fua, Nicole Tizon, atong researchers Brandon Ormega, Aubrey Jimenea, Hana Tejada, og atong kauban usab karon ng atong labing maanyag og labing bantugan ug ambungan nga professor usab si Professor Saina Asperga.
Maayong gabi sa inyong tanan, nanapod mo karon sa Bulawanong Tunob. Kini di ay si Saina Asperga, usa ka professor sa University of San Carlos. Maayong gabi, Sir Carlon.
Maayong gabi ninyong tanan. Atong hisgutanan karon, Ma'am Sain. Kagahapon ug karon.
Unsa man na nakagahapon ug karon, Sir Carlon?
Unsay kalainan sa imong experience as a youth today? And unsay experience sab sa imong mga ginikanan as members of the youth yesterday.
Murag atong topic karon no is very interesting and very relatable. Timely kay siya kay murag naman tay ginatawag na generation gap kumbaga no, na daghang mga butang na sa una mo nilang binuhatan pero karon medyo lahi na. O nya ato anang tukion ron no, ginaatay mga kanang input gikan sa atong mga speakers para malagdagan ta kung nganong naaman tay ginatawag na generation gap. Natay mga guest speakers no na tabangan ta para tukion ning ato ang topic karon, Sir Carl.
Di lang nato hisgutan man pila atong gap.
Dili lang.
Dili lang mastorya.
Confidential na siya, Sir Carlon.
Correct. Criminal act.
Yes.
Kung hisgutan. Ato para mas makasabot alang sa atong mga audience sa atong mga kauban diri, para mas makasabot unsa ng generation gap. Atong paminaw ning research nga gihimo sa atong mga 4th year media communication students.
Uso karon ang termino nga millennial. Kini mao'y tawag sa mga tawo nga gipanganak gikan 1980 hangtod tuig 2000 o katong mga tawo nga nagpangidaron karon og 18 hangtod 38. Gigamit ang termino pagulagway sa pagkalantip sa mga batanon karon sa paggamit sa internet, social media ug digital communication technology. Nga sila kuno reklamador, nga sila kuno tapulan, ug nga sila kuno nga sayon muundang kun magkalisod. Wala kuno nila ang mga batasan nga mipalambo sa nasyon nga naguna, ang pagkamahiantuson ug pagka-mapaningkamuton. Si Lenny Ocasiones magtutudlo og ilang eksperto sa sociology ug anthropology sa University of San Carlos mipasabot nga laylay gyud ang pamatasan sa mga tawo kaniadto ug karon.
Then we're talking about differences between the old and the young when it comes to your beliefs, your values, your traditions. And now it's very clear right now in the present society, especially with the technological advancement, that there is a lot of differences, especially when it comes to our values. When we say certification, we're basically talking about inequality, because certification comes from the word stratum, which means we divide society into certain categories. So in sociology, we study about how people are stratified or divided because of their class or economic position. That's why you have the middle class, upper class, and the lower class. But at the same time, we are also categorized because of our age. So, and because of this categorization, there is inequality. So when we say age stratification, we are referring to an equal distribution of wealth, power, and prestige based on one's age. That's exactly what we mean when we say age stratification. Concretely, we see that in society when a certain age is being prioritized or privileged precisely because of their age. So for example, the old people, we would look at them as spent. They have nothing to offer anymore. So in fact, it shows when we try to hide our age. So how old are you? Let's not talk about age. It shows a lot that being old is not desirable, at least in Philippine society. But please take note that in other cultures, aging is very much valued. There are cultures that would see you as more desirable when you become older, because it means you have more wisdom, you have more skills, you have more experience. But in the Philippine society, it's not the same. There is some kind of shame attached to being old, and more value put at being young, because being young means you are physically fit. Being young means you have idealism and many other things.
Sumala pa ni okasyones, dili malikayan nga magtinandi ay mga batan-on karon ug mga batan-on kaniadto.
The meanings that we attach to being old is basically negative. So what are these? Kung negative ka, kung old na ka or aged na ka, you are thought to be physically weak. You are thought to be a burden because you don't have work anymore. So in the end, you become dependent to the young. Then you become sickly, and then again, you become a burden to your family because you have to provide for medicines, nurses, hospitalization, etc., etc. Well, if we talk about differences, there's really like a world of difference, for example, the millennials, right now, you see many stereotypes, or you would hear many stereotypes that the millennials are more attached to the technology. They are less critical, and then so because it spans generations, so you can imagine the changes that happen in society will also affect the people living in that society. So katong the older generation, for example, during their time, there was more poverty, there was less access to technology. So that also shapes the way they become, And so like the millennials karon, you can say in a way they're so spoiled because of the availability and the accessibility of technology, So before, for example, I'm not coming from the millennial. When we study, when we research, we have to go to the library, look at the books, look at the categories. But now, in just one click of the finger, if you want to do research, then you can look at it in the internet, And yet, you also see the difference in the quality of what you can see in the internet, So that there are people who would say that the millennial generation is the fast food generation because they want to have it fast right away. They like fast food. They like instant noodles. Everything's instant. So, but of course, again, that's from the perspective of the older ones. I'm sure the ones who are coming from the millennials will also have their own observations of the so-called older generation. You know? But this is when we say how concrete is the differences between these generations. And we cannot fault the older generation or the millennials because differences will always be expected.
Apan sumpay niya walay sangputanan ang padayon nga pagsinawayay.
Our society, through our education, will have to make these generations realize that all generations will always have important contributions to our society. And therefore, it will not be healthy if you look at one generation as less capable and the other one more capable, or you look at the other generation as inferior and the other superior. That will not in any way help our society. No? It will just divide us. So the important thing is we try to bridge that gap. The millennials trying to reach out to the older generation. The older generation also will try to reach out to the millennials and not really allow those differences divide them, because that will not do us any good, no? Kung maglagot tayo na ta, kunin mo kay millennial ka, or kunin mo kay old-fashioned imong ideas, no? So there has to be some kind of a bridge, no? Because we can learn a lot from the older generation, the millennials, while the older generation can also learn a lot from the millennials. So if we help each other, the millennials, for example, be able to orient the older generation about how useful technology is, for example, no? And the older generation make the millennials realize that despite this technological advancements, there has to be still a hold to the nice traditions like close family ties, no? Respect for human rights. These things are very important.
Usa sa mga babag ang teknolohiya, partikularmente ang hilabian ra kamadasigon nga paggamit niini sa mga kabatan-unan.
I think it's because sometimes we can be like a slave to technology, and this is oftentimes very normal to see a family, for example, who are in the dinner table and yet they are in their respective cell phones. No? But it just takes some moment to just put down the cell phone and talk to each other, ask each other how's your day and all. Because yes, technology is very useful. Yes, we are happy to have the technology, but we should still be in control of this technology, and let us not allow it to make us anonymous to each other. You know, like, and especially for our millennials, perhaps because of the busy schedules of the parents or of the kuan, so they tend to just stick to their kuan dito, their cell phone, their gadgets. So I think that's also something that should be addressed. Na above anything, it should be the human touch, the human ties, no, that really matter most, which the technology might be able to help, but you should not allow technology to rule over you, to rule over us, to rule over society. I think, yeah, of course, there's always hope, no? In sociology, we always think that everything is our life is what we make it, no? Society is what we make it. So if this society already acknowledges that that is the problem, then this society should also do something about it, no? Like education, for example, can be a very powerful tool. No? There are now we see, for example, so many schools that ban cell phones, no? Or if you have cell phones, you just place it in your bag until the whole class. And these are things that we can do in order to make sure that technology will not enslave us or will make us less in touch with each other. So yes, there are so many things we can do, and we can start with the family, for example. If the rules are clear, you can only use your cell phone at specific times, no? And so the parents can really be a powerful agents for this one, and to be complemented by the school, by our religion, or by our mass media, for example. So I think there is a lot of hope. In fact, I always frown if the millennials are stereotyped, because millennials, they might be born at the same time, but they can still be different from each other. So it's not fair to say, these millennials are different. These millennials are apathetic. These millennials are selfish. No, because there are also selfish older generation. There are also apathetic in different older generation. So I think the important thing is to stop the labeling, address the issues lang that we face, and then from there, try to reach out to each other and let the different institutions do something about it.
Ma'am Sai, unsay imong reaction atong research piece nga atong nadungog? Murag nagpinakpakay diri hamtay guest, no? Usa na to ka magtutungha og ang iyahang maanyag usab kayo nga ginikanan, murag nagpinakpakay sila. Kung ingon ganito si Lenny Ocasiones, Dr. Lenny Ocasiones, no, she's the section head sa sociology and anthropology department sa University of San Carlos katong speaker. So mo padong gani ang iyahang statement sa mga millennials, mapakpak ning usa. Una niya kung mapadong na gani sa mga Gen X mo ingon sa preach. No, so ikaw ma'am, unsa may panahon ani ma'am?
Ako usa ra jud ako ang nakuan jud niya, murag daghan ubay-ubay, kay daghan ubay-ubay jud siya mga nahisgot na mga patulunan about generation gap. O usa lang pud jud ako ang murag mo ni tatak jud sa kung aling patakan jud Sir Carlon. Na niya na siya na the changes in our society greatly affects the behavior of the millennials, no? And the mindset, no, mo na nganong natay stereotype karon na sa una wala man na.
But do you agree with this stereotype? Basta dako na kag edad, you are less beautiful. Kung batanon gani ka, you are beautiful. Kung sa lalaki pod, kung dako na imong edad, medyo di na kayo ka na kay mga health issues, di na ka strong. Pero kung batanon gani ka, strong. What are your thoughts on that?
Actually, dili kay kus mo tuoan na, sir, no? Kay it's para nako it's a matter of perspective. Pananaw jud no sa mga butang-butang. Unya, stereotype is I believe a result na siya on the expectations of the society. Because we are conformist manggujud ta, no? Murag kumbaga mo na ilang ingon sa psychology ba na kung unsay kuan sa majority, unsay mo agree, unsay trend sa majority, mo sabay ta, unsay
the
position
bandwagon
na.
effect, no?
Correct. Oo, muna mo ingon sila na conformist, naadyo na sa psychology na naadyo yung mga tao na conformist jud. No mo na of course the result of being conformist is also stereotype mo na nang makakita ta o tao na ingani butang lang nato pek kanang sa tawag aday kanang mubuk kay shorts ang lalaki laino nila og sabot, sir, no? Ay ilang butangan og laing meaning kumbaga na hunahunahon nila ron na sa una ang
nagkuwang ang panapton.
Nagkuwang ba ang panapton, no? Na moingon sila, Sir Carlo, na ang lalaki sa una ingani karon lahi na daw. Na lalaki kay og kanang itsura, pero ang mga tao ron lahi na ilang pananaw ana. Because it's all stereotype po na sa nabuhat po na sa generation po na.
Nausab ang standards.
Correct.
Atong paminawon ang opinion sa atong mga guests, no. Sa di pa nato ato sa silang ipaila-ila. Atong kauban karon mga higala si Miss Marisol Advincula. No? She is the mother of
our very own student, no? Itong gwapa po na estudyante, no? Si Megan Tizon. Mayong gabi.
May gabi ninyo.
May gabi.
Hatag sa ako ng background sa inyong kaugalingon, no, for our listeners. By the way, we are live streaming on dyrf1215.weebly.com.
Okay, actually, Sir Carlon, live punta sa FB, no? Pwede raw dyan mo ato sa Word Broadcasting, or kung na may mga pangutana na ganahan ni pangutana sa amo karon, no, together with our guest speakers, no, na parent o daughter, na atay hotline 0926-711-6773, Or pwede po mo mo tawag sa mong landline 253-8846 or 415-9323. Okay. Balik ta sa imong pangutahan na Sir Carlo.
Alright. Introductions?
Okay, I'm a mother of 4, and my eldest child is Megan, who's with me right now, and I'm a financial advisor. I just retired actually from a pharmaceutical company.
Financial advisor.
Yeah, I'm 43 years old, by the way.
Wow.
To be honest, dili klaro, me.
Thank you.
Nakaingon dyan ko ganina, tita. Nakalimot ko kay Mark na, younger looking kaya si ma'am, no? Megan.
Hi, I'm Megan. So, nanasag ko diri sa lawak balitaan pero not as
Tuwarang lawak balitaan tapos loyo.
but na ako diri as a guest ninyo, and I'm a communication student, media communication student of University of San Carlos.
Graduating?
Graduating.
Yeah, okay.
Help me God.
So, either one of you, unsay inyong reaction, either one of you first, no? Kinsay ganahan mo una. Unsay inyong reaction sa
Gihisgutan, no?
gihisgutan ganina, particularly the statement of Doktora Ocasiones about the generation gap and how people of that generation tend to see people of the other generation rather poorly.
Yeah.
Matod pa ni ma'am ganina na igo sa stereotype, matod pa ni Professor Saina na igo sa stereotype.
Mhm.
What is your reaction to that?
So my reaction to that, sir, is I hated it when people would compare would degrade our generation. Like they will say millennials are like this, millennials are like that. But
Millennials magsigig in English. O sana sa mga stereotype.
you said I can speak in English.
Kaya kani si Megan, kuan man ni siya, dakong samar man ka Megan, no?
I grew up here in Cebu, but
Cebu.
raised where I speaking in
Waray.
Waray and English.
Wala medyo lisod-lisod jud mag-istorya. Sige ra, okay ra. Go.
Sige, paninguha.
Okay, so I hated it, but one time I was scrolling through the internet, technology, thank God, and I read this. I saw this picture of a page of a book, and then it says there that I forgot what year it was, but they were saying there, and that page stated that there was this, I think, newspaper that said that this generation is always using paper. They're always writing, what if we run out of trees? So, and then the ending statement there was, no matter what we do, the older generation is always going to complain about the younger generation. So, in that moment, it was comforting for me knowing that it wasn't just a thing karon na millennials versus the older generations, but it was comforting to know.
So you feel that sa imuhang inadlaw-adlaw nga pagpanginabuhi, pagpakabuhi, imo nang nabati.
Yes,
Ang pagpanaway, imo nang na
yes, because
experience.
we are always, like, for example, one common thing that I hate about being a millennial that they criticize us about is when they say, millennials are so socially unaware. And then when we go out there, we rally, we show the people that we don't like this, what the government is doing. They say, wait, no, you're too young to know about these things. You're too young to
Who
understand.
is saying that?
The older generation, like you can see it like on comments, they would say, Looy, like I remember this noise barrage that we did in the other campuses in USC, and people, their Cebu Flash Report posted that we were coerced to do that. And then and the people were commenting there that, oh, kaluoy, like save USC students from priests, when they didn't even know what happened there. Like we were coerced to go there, and they were saying na, oh, mga millennials, you're too young to understand.
But you're saying si Cebu Flash Report mo ni Sultiana. I doubt it if Cebu Flash Report is composed of people na Generation X.
No, they were the ones who were commenting, sir.
Okay.
The ones who were commenting that, so millennials, you don't understand. So, yeah, that's how I feel. Like we're in a situation where we're old enough to take a stand on something, but frustrating that we're young enough, we're too young for people to see that we're too young.
So komentaryohan ka nga Wa pa kag hibaw ani. Pero kung wa sa kay buhaton, ingana gyud mo.
Ingana jud
Wa
mo
mo
lang
pakabana.
Ingyan na po socially
unaware.
So,
Aware.
So,
Mura-
we don't know where.
Mura ang tani kuan. Ganang usa na bibingka sa Mandawi. Bibingka ba na siya? Luto sa ubos, na ikayo sa ubos, na ikayo sa babaw. Maski unsaon nimo, wa kay padulngan. No? Wa kay buhaton. Wa kay pakabana. Kung na kay buhaton, ay pag apil-apil kay wa pa kay buhat. No? Bata pa ka, no? That's how you feel. Ma'am,
That's how
ikaw
I
ma'am.
feel.
What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, going back to the what you call this, the idea that the professor was sharing, and the anthropologist, was sociologist sharing a while ago. I think it really struck me to I realized something no nga kita sa atong generation, sir, as parents. I know di man siguro kaka-connect na mo, Sir Karon, kay wa pa man kay kids, no, but ako
Daghan ko rin takbo.
we really tend, the older generation, like our generation, really tend to compare our time and our children's time right now nga. Mura bitag in our time, resilient kay ta, kanang, it's because now I've realized nga, frustrating on their part, pero kita di ay nga parents, kita man gihapon ang nagmold sa ilaha to become less resilient, to be like kanang ilang tendency to be impatient with things.
How do we do that? Giunsa na nato paghimo ng atong gihimo ang atong mga kabatanunan nga less resilient?
Yeah, one is kita sa una, we would walk from our house going to school kung dili enough ang baon, but with them, like siguro in her case, in Megan's case, nakasakay na sa jeepney when she was already 16, 17 years old. So second year or third year na siya,
Tungod kay,
siya
wala nimo siya sugdi nga
yeah, because we're so pampering, we're like, we want to always shield our children. We don't want them to go through sa kanagitang kalisod nga atong naagihan gani nga dili man ta aware ana ngay ana na dayta, and then it gets so frustrating when they're acting like unsa man ni sila, di man ni sila anak kong mga dato, ano man ni sila nga dili man ni sila, they're so insensitive.
Pero kita dito hinungdan.
Kita dito hinungdan. So with all, like sa una matutag library kay mo research na kay wala available nga books, but with this ilang generation mo Google ra gid sila, and they still complain nga dili nila ma-achieve ang di na lang kumusaba kay. Alright, so that's it. I hope I'm making sense.
Igo pa doon na.
Igo ka, sir.
Ako tong klase. Kauban sa day nato karon, Professor Saina, si Mr. Rogelito Aliviado, si Sir Tolitz, nga amahan ni Raisa, nga usasab nato ka.
Okay, estudyante diri sa USC Media Communication. Maayong gabi kaayo sa inyo ha, sir. Salamat kaayo sa paghatag og higayon no og oras. Kay ba ko Biyernes, uwan traffic jud, pero nianhi mo diri sa station para kuyugan ni og tukio nato ning generation gap natong gisgutan ron. Okay. Paila-ila ang inyong mga kaugalingon, sir?
Mayong gabi day. Ako yung amahan ni Raisa Aliviado sa Rogelito Aliviado. So, abot mi diri bisag traffic. Pero
Salamat kayo.
Mayong gabi mga ka-first. Ako din si Raisa Aliviado. Hello.
Kapila na nimo diri day?
Ang kadaghan ka. Every Friday na.
Atong iskutanan karon no, sa ninyong duha pag walang naabot og sa usab sa atong mga sa naminaw nato karon sa kahanginan. Atong i-greetings day Ma'am Saina, Sir Jobert Ukaw sa The Freeman.
Sir Jobert Ukaw no mo dyan siya perminti na maminaw every Friday no ato ning usa pod ka professor diri sa University of San Carlos na actually put siya gi-comment, sir. Atong basahon na siya. I don't think only the millennials receive criticism from older generations. We also did. Hala, ang sa kanina generation si Sir. Oo na, specify, sir.
Millennials.
Robert, unsa man ni we asa ka nadapit na generation, sir. We also did, but perhaps the situation is magnified now and given attention in the public sphere because of social media.
Correct, correct.
Grabe jud ang effect sa social media no namo nang makaingon ta na murag kinsa man jud pasad-an ani mura latong kaugalingon ba or si technology, si social media ba? That's something we need to ponder pod as ourselves.
Atong pangutanon atong mga dinapit sa atong pagbalik. Atong takna karon alas 6:38. Nakalimot ko ani kanina. Takna hatod kaninyo sa University of San Carlos Education with a Mission.
O nibalik na po ta diri karon no sa Bulawanong Tunob sa atong mga kafuerza na naminaw karon. Pwede ra jud mo tanaw sa mga live streaming na sa dyrf1215.weebly.com. Pwede po mo ato sa mga FB live. That's Word Broadcasting Org. Actually pwede mo text or mo call sa among hotline kung namoy mga pangutana no or namoy mga komento na ganahan na ninyo i-share sa amo aron. So
ang ganang sa Facebook is facebook.com/Word Broadcasting.
Word Broadcasting.
Okay.
Naatay Word Broadcasting adto lang mo i-search lang no sa FB o makita na ninyo mo ang live streaming karon real time. O pwede jud mo text o mo call sa mong hotline 0926-711-6773 or pwede po sa mong landline 253-8846 or 415-9323.
Diha sila makatampo sa ilang mga opinion, panahon.
Mga pagbati,
Og mga gipangbati.
Correct.
Sa atong topic karon which is kagahapon ug karon ang generation gap. O unsa ang kalainan sa kabatanunan karon og sa kabatanunan kaniadto. Si Sir Jobert, di siya mo angkon nga kabatanunan siya kaniadto.
Correct. Kay according ni Sir Jobert, iyahadong generation is much younger than you, Sir Carlon.
Shots fired. Shots
Unsa man
fired.
jud ka na generation, Sir Carlon? Secret na, sir?
Gen X ko.
Gen X?
Gen X. Na ako sa tumoy sa Generation X because I was born in 1976. 1980 man
Very
kung
young,
diba?
sir. Very young, okay.
I have been doing journalism longer than my students have been alive.
Hala. Sir, ayaw maihap mo ang edad, sir. Ay na, ibulgar, sir. Ay na, onya.
Wala paglaom. Tataw na gyud kayo. Karon atong patingugon ato ang mga guests no ni abot dili lang kayo dugay sila si Sir Rogelito, si Sir Tolitz, og si Raiza ato ang pinangga sa kayong estudyante. Ato sa silang pangutanon, ato silang pareakon although wa sila kadungog ni adtong
gihisgutan
ni Professor Ocasiones sa USC Department of Sociology and Anthropology because they were caught in traffic. No? Cebu City's famous traffic.
Correct.
Kano sa bilang ng sulbad ng
always trending, no?
Ato niya nang i-topic niya tana
Pohon. Okay. Pero karon hisgutan sa natong generation.
Unsay imuhang Sir Tolitz musugod ko nimo. Unsay imuhang panahom sa hisgutanan nga generation gap ang kalainan niadtong panahon nga ikaw batan-on ug karon nga siya na usab ang batan-on.
Mayong kabiday. Murag daghan kayo kalainan sir kay
Sama sa
panahon gud na sa among panahon.
Ay kadlok sir, panahon nato. Ay kadlok. Tataw na, focus na kayo.
Panahon na nato gud daghan ang kuan pa murag limited ang kuan nato kani sa lahi ang atong trend sa kuan sa life. Example kaning sa kuan kaning mga laglagan ina na suroy-suroy o kaning mga
hay magatiglaag sa una sir.
Usually sa kuan na ta di ba na ito yung mga baili kanito, disco
baili
kana may nana ba mga karaan
trend sa una sir.
Pero
baili.
For the record disco na nasa kong panahon pero sige lang padayon sir.
Aso di pa dyan mo ka-generation.
So
baili, tibuok kalibutan. Kato ba na naitikit-tikit?
Kana sir. Ang mga batanon magod karon daghan sila kanang daghan sila kapilian kanang sa syudad nato halos napuno na siya sa kanang kalingawan gani niya. So ang mga millennials, gitawag millennials kuan ni kanang kalaglaag gyud sila kuan makapili-pili gyud kuan dili pareha nato sa una nga ang atong duwa murag within sa ato village lang.
Basket, anas kasilinganan.
Natay mga katong gitawag og mga
Liga-liga.
patintero kanadto, mga nana. So ang murag daghan sila option nga dagkuan sa ilang kinabuhi murag yan. So as a parents at kita sa tunta mo murag mo guide sa nila kuan. Kuyugan nato sila sa kuan ba.
Doon na may gihatag nga kalisod alang nimo isip sa kamahan. Doon na may gihatag nga kalisod, no? Ang generation gap ninyong duha ni Raisa. Si Raisa atong tumagon kay murag meaningful kay to iyang katawa.
Gina ba?
Kita ibot sa buto iyang katawa.
Karon kay gana ko ano gid kay technology na sa kaya niya. Natay time na kana si Papa kay kanang invite siya phone sa katay kay surprise ko niya niya. Mato niya kanang kaya siya pag ko niya sa phone na kay murag na at first ako kay murag na disappoint kay di mo ni ndutog kampa ano ya mato na ko si Papa kay at least kay nako ni phone na Nangot ako kay naluod sa dayon ko ato kay nagigigana karon kay akong kami kay ganahan na gid mi kanang hindot jud kam kay uso na kay picture ano yan kanang
kinahanglan Instagramable.
Kanang high tech jud kay na ko ano yan mo to pag kon sa ako okay sad ko ato pero karon kay okay na sad so mo to ko ansad
what ang bot sa ni Raisa is
I'm grateful.
Mas medyo difficult siya palipayon. Tungod anang dili kaayo ta kay kamao sa ilahang teknolohiya, sa unsay uso nila, unsay gusto nila. Lisod na noon nato pahalipayo, palipahimo malipayon atong mga anak. Do you feel that, sir?
Di sa akong bahin sad kaning di wala man ko magpuyo. I'm not the one who raised my kids. So ang akong parents magod so wala kay ko ka sad sa ilang unsay mga gusto sa ilang ana. So ang ako based lang sa kanang mga obserbasyon lang sa mga batan-on unsay ilang mga likes, mga dislikes, unsay mga bag-o mga gadgets inana. So ako dili kay ko familiar sa mga phone, iPhone, dili ko kamauan. I don't know how to operate this iPhone. So unsa lay available nga kuan kaya sa atong bulsa.
Kaya, mawali ko Mama Rizal. Is it difficult to make our children happy? Tungod kay we do not talk their language. We do not
we're not in the same
we're
generation.
We're not in the same generation. We're not even in the same universe at times.
Is it not in my case? Not really.
Because?
Maybe because I've trained them to be more grateful. Although sa akong katong si Bella, medyo naa siya ing ana. But with Megan and with my other two kids, di ko ka-feel og ing ana.
But with your other kids, naa?
Yeah, katong third child na ko si Bella.
It's difficult
medyo,
to please.
Yeah, and she's the daughter that's more pampered. Kanang kung kang Megan mag-shopping ko niya kanang usa lang ka blouse, usa ka pants with her, tulo ka dresses. So
si Raisa ningon kanina nga medyo naka-feel siya pang luod no reaction niya. Na reaction niya ng luod siya. Di ko to niya tinuyo nga pasakitan niya nga amahan pero mo to yung original feeling. True niya nga feeling ano mo po na imong ma-feel sa imong mga bata. Mangluod.
Dili sila grateful.
Which brings us back to this point, no? Ng criticism nga kining mga millennials luuran.
Kana mura.
Agree
si Sir Ron.
Even Megan, luuran kawayo siya. Dali mahiubos, mura bitaw dili sila ka-accept of criticism. Dili sa ato, di ba? We just tend to suck it up. Everything that our parents would tell us, mura bitaw, bitaw, we shut up and we just listen. And sila dili na, di sila ka-accept of criticism. Gani, bisang pag-constructive na siya or positive. Lahi sila.
Reaction sa mga anak?
Ako, maingon ana is, when they tell us na dapat ingani, at that time siguro, I would admit na luoran siya ko, pero when I realized na bitaw, mom was right, na I should, na kanina she was just telling me, she wasn't attacking me, but she was just telling me na to do this better, maragana ba? But, in our defense lang siguro.
Okay. Balik tas ginikanan, kita ba sa atong generation, ing anak ko kaluran?
Dili. Mahadlok ganita mo speak out, right? Kung unsa atong gusto. Di ba maghuwat ra gyud ka unsa nga medyas ang paliton ka ang katolits ka relate. Di ba dita mo demand unsa nga brand, happy na ta dali ta ma-satisfy.
Yeah.
Lisod isulti og feeling. Ako sa una, nagdako ko, makasabaan ko, muhila ko, punalan ko. Muhila ko, punan. So di ka mosulti sa imong feeling. Wala na siya sa mga batanon karon.
That's one huge sir kanang generation gap kumbaga. Sa una no na kita istorya ta sa itong mga ginikanan, mahadlok jud ta. Even if kanabang pangutanon ta sa itong ginikanan, mahadlok ta mutubag masking gipangutana ta. Because we're trained during siguro sa ako apo na panahon no na kanang if pangutanan hilom ra jud ta, pero karon they're very outspoken. No, that they want to be unsa ba, to be heard by everyone unsa man
Irritatingly.
irritatingly.
Nindot ang atong discussions karon because you know, real opinions are coming out, no? Just to break things up, atong paminawon, Ma'am Saina, usa ka interview nga atong gihimo with Dr. Glenn Guanzon Glarino.
Usa ni
siya ka psychologist, no? He's a doctor of psychology. And he is the chairperson of the University of San Carlos Department of Psychology. Ato siyang gipangutana about a lot of things, including kaning less resilient ang mga batanon, kung tinuod ba ni or dili, no? Kaning pagkaluoran, and so on and so forth. Atong paminawon niya ang opinion. Doon na ba'y basihan ang giingon nga reduced resiliency sa mga millennials o nga kini mo hinungdan sa mga insidente sa depression ug self-harm hangtod na sa suicide?
Yeah, pero this idea of incidents of depression or suicide, maybe this has already been there before. No, in other words, if we're dealing with mental health, if we're dealing with their capacity to keep on, it's multifaceted. No, it's multifaceted. Like suicide may not necessarily be due to depression. Okay, but of course it's a big factor. And we could not also say that there was no suicide before. But is there an increase in this suicide right now? Or because copycat syndrome could also occur. I do believe that people right now, considering the different pressures that they are encountering, this was not there before. No, I mean, like a lot of things are happening right now that may not be happening before. So it doesn't warrant that just because there's an increase in suicide, it's now an indication that they are less resilient. Perhaps, if I would like to be more objective about it, there may be other factors that contribute, okay? Not necessarily reduction in resilience. The pressures that you encounter, for example, social media and bullying that can happen in social media, copycat syndrome, okay? You could easily see situations or circumstances of suicide. Like, for example, if one person commits suicide before, it takes a long time to know, no? Or perhaps you would wait for the newspaper to come the following day. But this time, anyone can publish their suicide. And anyone can see. Okay, so in other words, that triggers some thought. Okay, but it doesn't mean that those who watch these things are less resilient. It's just that the avenues for perhaps committing such strong self-deprecation is due to the suggestions that come, no? Or the availability of media that points to that direction.
Dunay mga observations nga critical ngadto sa mga millennial sama sa nga sila kuno dili kugihan, nga kuno sila luuran, nga sila kuno dali mo surrender kung dunay na mga challenges. Unsa imong mga panahom ini as a psychologist?
Okay, kana bang moingon ta nga dili kugihan ang millennial? Ang research ani sir, kana bang nagkalain-lain siya, no? Naay moingon dili kugihan, naapoy moingon nga kugihan. So wa pagay final say ana, no? Depende pod sa klase nga work nga ilahang gi-face tingali. Depende, but the research outcome as to that particular idea, whether they're hardworking or not, is not consistent. I do believe that it's not a generation thingy to put into it, no? To attribute nga nung inana siya. So, na may moingon nga, uy, grabe kayo, labi na sa ilahang mga nahibawan, fast sila, pero sa mga dili kay sila familiar with, so dili tingali kay sila dito, no? It's just that there are certain expectations nga maingon na to nga more present ani nga generation kaysa lain nga generation. Ang source of disparity gyud ani, sir, kay kana bitawng this so-called millennials and post-millennials for that matter, these are the people that are actually digital natives, no? Nataw sila, nga nag-attach sila sa social media, may kay sila na bata pa, mayo na kay mo manipulate aning computers and everything, while ang akong kaedad, no, kami man mo'y kanang Generation X kuno hay, wala may digital migrants man may. Oh, in other words, so kana may lang advantage, but they grew up in that particular atmosphere. Nga they can speak their minds out openly. And if I may give this as an idea, no, karon pa nahitabo nga ang bata mo imotudlo sa mga maguwang, no? Kay before used to be, kung bata ka, ikaw may tudluan sa imuhang mga maguwang. Ikaw may tudluan sa imong ginikanan. Karon nabali na siya kay ang ginikanan na may tudluan sa anak. Unsaon pag-download, unsaon pag-manipulate sa FB, ano ba, account, unsaon pag-open inani. So, doon na ba sila sense of experience nga unique kayo nila o nya factor po na sa ilaha. Ano ba?
Is it because they do not speak the same language? The young speak the language of technology.
Okay. Kaning language is always something, no? Depende sa school of thought, no? Pero sa mga constructionists, for example, anyway, kaning language manggod, dako kay ning factor sa ato ang social, sa what we call this, of who we are, no? We use a particular line or so, and to a certain extent, it defines us. So yes, that's true, no? That is true, that language and these things do affect the way we behave. Ang atong paglihok, ang atong pananaw sa mga butang, ang atong pagkulukabildo sa ubang mga tao, no? Okay. Technology defines them. Mawamago na siya, no? Technology can define a certain group. True, that's true, no? So, labi na kung technology is allied with language, no? So then it defines them better. And in fact, mo create po na siya og ripple effects, no? Kay the moment you start your own language, na naman po kay i-create nga mga language nga mura mag collaterals niya ba? O nga diha na musod, like tungod sa FB paranglitan, kay baw ka ani, kay baw ka na, and then you add other things as well when you use it. So part na, no? Part sa iyahang maandan. Unya kung kitang gauna, may mas adaptable manggod, the adaptability is always forward, not backward. Ano ba? O say pasabot ang akong gimin ba is as you grow, unya nakaibaw ka nga ingon ani, imong i-absorb. Pero tiguang na ka, unya naay technology nga bag-o, mas lisod ang pag-atras kaysa pag-move on. Ano ba?
So, sa sitwasyon sulod sa panimalay, kung diin ang ginikanan Generation X, unya ang anak millennial, unsaon aron nga dunay kalinaw, dunay harmony sa panimalay?
A good compromise is openness in the family, no? Mabitaw na siya nga nabaylain, sir, ba nga kanang your cell phone has already taken the place of a watch, of the camera, unsa pa na siya of a letter, ano ba? But don't let it take the place of relationships or people. Mina na ba? So, kung nakaslami sa pranglitan, o niya, ga-text na mong tanan, away hinungdan. So, in other words, when we say interpersonal compromise is that face-to-face conversation, no? At the same time, must be understood. Ilabi na kung mangaon mo, magkuyog mo. So, naagi time, para naapoy time nga ang mga ginikanan po, mo assimilate po sila kung unsay nakatunan sa mga anak. O, kung unsay naa karon, ano ba? In simple terms, put simply, lahi na yung barkada po kasi mong anak. O, pero dili man kakinahanglan mahimong bata, pero naabay meeting halfway. O, ano ba? dako kay tag-emphasis sa generation gaps or sa generational differences. Pero let me state clearly that generational differences is just one source, one possible source of difference. For all you know, we are more similar than different. Ingon na ba? Although we could certainly define some aspects. Sa akong generation, panangletan, when it comes to relationship, di mo ko ka-text mo, sulat pan ko. Pasag love letter, dugay kay maabot, ana ba? Kanang mo pada kay love letter kada semana, dako na kay na siya nga faktor. Karon, di ka mo padag text at least, okay? Masipyat lang kay di ka padag text every 3 hours. Most likely, magubot na sila. In other words, the expectations, pushed in different ages because of what is happening. Pero if you ask me personally, this is my personal opinion, I didn't really think it changed that much, except that the circumstances that surround us is pushing us to also change. Ano ba? The people are still there, no? In other words, akong pasabot is, kung nataw lang ko sa panahon, nagdako lang ko sa panahon, nga nanay cellphone, maka-text na, maybe I will also be doing the things that they're doing right now.
Daghang salamat, Dr. Glenn Guanzon Glarino, sa imuhang panahom o panahon.
Among gilibot og suroy ang kadalanan ug gipangutana ang among mga nakatagbo. Unsay nakalainan sa mga batan-on kaniadto ug sa mga batan-on karon. Kini ang ilang mga panahom.
I would say the current generation are fairly more sensitive than the previous generation that has been come before us. Like in terms of the offensiveness and the thing, they get more sensitive and they believe in more of the equality of all, but they don't really understand the concept of it. I'm pretty okay with them. I mean, like, I think more about previous generation myself. So yeah, that's about it.
Just the generation before is more on typical kanang if nakaisulti kay diretso na dili na siya moagi pa og mga cellphone. And then a generation karon if kana na kay masulti kay through media or through phones or mga social media or anything. Before, ang ilang relationship, kasi syempre if magkita, mas stronger jud kay murag magstorya man sila always, dili pareha sa karon kay murag mas daghan kag storya sa through phone, and then if mag-personal na, wala na kay last na imong masay. Kay murag dili mo always magkita and then always na sa phone.
Sa akong namatngunan, kaya among generation Kaniadto, orag malipayon ba yung bisag pugri niya, dili kayo gubot, dili pareha karon nga sobra na kadagas tao niya kanang drugs, wala mo na mauso Kaniadto. Niya, ako sa namatngunan ng mga batanon karon, ambot lang mo, maapil mo o dili nga. Murag wa na respeto sa mga tiguang. Ako diri mo ko sa Golden Generation, 1950s. Niya, ang mga kuwan Kaniadto, mura mag close-knit ang mga tao Kaniadto. Karon, di mo kong sabot sahay. Niya, kadaganan ng mga teenager karon, may na manginom. Daga na pala hubog ron, ang dating babae. Kaniadto, di ka kakita babae kung inom ka ng restaurant.
What are your thoughts, Ma'am Sai?
Mao to sakto so agree jud ko actually sa imong gingon na lahi manggod no kay tungod lahi ang ilahang gidak-an, lahi ang gidak-an sa tong ginikanan, lahi pud ang upbringing ba. Lahi ang society during that time, lahi ang lahi ng upbringing nila pagpadako sa mga ginikanan. Eventually lahi jud ang ilahang mentality, kumbaga ilang traits, ilang attitudes idako nila. So muna na I agree with Dr. Glarino na ang millennials very unique and as well as the other generation.
Ma'am, how can you support the uniqueness of your daughter? As a millennial, as a digital native, as a multi-sourced learner, how can you support that?
I guess ang akong pag-support sa iya is that I just really allow her kung as long as walay mga moral issues. di ba? I-allow dyan ako siya. That's why, ako sang advantage, I agree with psychologist na ang lahi po dag ilang generation, no, nga, kanang akong makitaan niya, grabe sad sila ka-focus. Once mo focus dali sila on something, mo excel sila. Mo sad na akong na-observe. And then, kanang mas driven sila. Tapos mas, they know what they want. And they would really work hard for it. Mao akong nakita dili parehas as compared sa among generation, mas mo hold back me. Dili me sure unsa ba gid among dream. We are so scared to even express about our dreams kay mahadlok me i-judge me, mahadlok me nga basig dili mo agree among parents, mahadlok me nga oh, we're not good enough. But with their generation makita na ko nga grabe ni sila oy, kanang driven sila kaayo. So to support that, kanang i-allow lang gid nako siya akong uban nga mga anak. That's it.
Sir Tolit, same question. Unsaon na to pagsuporta ang ka-unique sa atong millennial nga anak?
Mo agree sa niya sir nga kuan kini basta dili lang makadaot sa atong anak o kani makaayo lang sa atong bata, wala tay problema inana. So mo suporta kuan basta
Balihon na to sir. Riza, how do we na to pagpakita sa to sa imong amahan, sa ikaw unsa nimo pagpakita sa imong amahan nga kasabot ka where he is coming from?
Again, sir?
nga ikaw nakasabot ka nga ingon ani ang upbringing sa imong papa, ingon ani iyang life experience, so ingon ani ang iyang mga reaction sa mga butang-butang, mo niyang expectations nimo and so on and so forth. How do you manage that?
Kuan ka na i-accept na nako sa si Papa kay kay mo ko lahi sa journey. Correct. Kaya ako kayo mo adjust ko, mo adapt ko lang. Like pareha na sa iya yung pagkuan sa ako kana i-accept sa namo, i-understand na namo ba niya. Kana time sa manood ko pero kana ikadugayan kay makauna-una magud ko na ang sayop ko na kanang saktong sa si Papa na niya. Inana lang gud na ra gyud na sa duha na kamo gyud kay dapat mag-adjust din.
Nindot king giingon ni Riza no na acceptance magsinabtanay ta kay kahibaw ta na lahi-lahi tagikan ta sa lahi-lahing generation no, sa for example sa mga generation sa ginikanan na atong mga tinun-an na nidako sila na ang ilang mama ilang ginikanan ang mudictate sa kuang kurso for example. Karon I think kung ato nang i-apply karon murag dili na siya dili the same situation ba na if we would dictate our student our kids na ingani ang kwaa, I don't think immediately mo agree sila because they're already trained to be to express their thoughts. How about you, Megan?
What I can say is is knowledge na like what Riza said na acceptance, like you guys meet halfway kay there's no use now you guys would debate which generation was better because there's no point because this is our generation now and like when I just hope those people who complain about our generation would understand that it's different that like we meet halfway and whatever and I'm grateful ni mom na whenever I tell her na for example, if she's done na getting mad, I'll tell her na, ma, kanina, kuan ba? And then you'll explain to her na, ingani. Like, mom would also accept na, bitaw, no? Or if you would tell her na, ma, dili man na ingana. Or even if you're not arguing or anything, like, si mom pod, like, when I tell her na, ma, mas dindot if ingani. If ingani. And then, mom listens to me ba? So it really depends lang sa ikaw sa imong anak kung unsaan ninyo og kuan ba if pareho mo na emotional kuan.
Alright.
Adjust lang jud.
So this is a very beautiful discussion. Salamat kayo sa honesty nga inyong gidala dinhi sa atong programa karon no. And I hope nga atong mga tipaminaw daghan sa sila na realize no? Bisan og wala na to ma-discuss kuha nga masad kay tag oras. Pero because of our discussion here, maybe dunay discussion nga mahitabo sa tagsa-tagsa ka mga panimalay, tagsa-tagsa ka mga banay sa mga naminaw nato karon. O because of that discussion, understanding will
correct, no? Na kanang atong mga ginikanan, especially itong mga ginikanan ug mga tinun-an, let's be more open to the idea na we're not the same, di ta pareho og kanang batasan gidak-an sa itong mga ginikanan, dilipod mga anak, dilipod og ang mga anak po dili po ta pareho gidak-an sa itong mga ginikanan. So meet halfway kumbaga, no? And I think that's the key to fight that generation gap na ilang ginaingon.
And on that note, I have to say, we have to end this program. Atong takna, alas 7 na. Naabot na ang sunod nga mga mohandalo programa. Magpasalamat lang ta, Ma'am Sin, sa kinatibuk ang puwersa sa Department of Communication, Linguistics and Literature sa University of San Carlos. Pinangunuhan sa ato ang maayo gyud sa kaayo nga chairperson, no? Si Dr. San Legador, ang atong assistant chairperson, si Dr. Marian Malimas, no? Ang atong mga magtutungha, no? Atong mga graduating students, Cristel Basco, Sara Chavez, Hannah Yana, Abigail Conrado, Franz Fua, Nicole Tizon, Brandon Ormega, Aubrey Jimenea, iyang birthday karon. Hannah Tejada, ug sa kinatibuk ang puwersa usab sa Radio DYRF, Radyo Fuerza, Father Roberto Ibiza, atong General Manager, si Father Felmar Fiel, atong Assistant General Manager. Sa Master's Control, ang akong dugay na kayo nga amigo, si Sir Alfredo Dudong Lape, si Sir Julius Kaputulan, atong News Director, si Manolito Langgido, atong kauban sa Lawak Balitanan, Ma'am Rowena Capistrano. Kini si Carlon Rama.
O kini si Sainashina Asperga.
Maayong gabi.
Anian na, Bulawanong Tunob, mao isundunta.